I don't remember right now. Or let me get the list of projects. I think I have that. 1 minute.
Sir, we have submitted to Tamboli madam.
Yes, yes. She has talked to me. She has given me a list of all projects and expected guides, etc. I have not read through the names of it. So that's all. Yeah, ComScience list of projects I have got. So which projects have suggested me as a guide?
Madam, you might be having that list. Just open it up and say.
Yeah, I have list.
Okay, just go through that and tell. Marathe sir, good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon, madam.
How are you, sir?
I am doing fine.
We have attended your. I have personally attended your 1 or 2 lectures on blockchain recently.
Oh, right. For your second year students, yeah, we are having that.
Yes, sir. Response is good, and I request you please conduct some sessions for faculty also, faculty of CSE also.
Yeah, sure. Which ones you want? I am expert in personal finance management. That's not related to CSE.
Blockchain is there, no, sir.
Finance is everywhere, sir. And we need your valuable guidance, as finance is one of the crucial topics, sir.
Yes, you can definitely have that. I have given that session to many people, how to manage personal finances.
And how to enhance consultancy also.
How to enhance consultancy for the college, madam, not individually.
Sir, for department, sir, for department, how we can, some insight regarding enhancing consultancy of the department for CSE. So that way also we need your guidance.
Yes, madam. In fact, last year I had conducted a 2-day workshop on industry consulting and methodology for doing it at your college. So a lot of faculty have attended it. If you have any of them in your department, please check with them.
Okay, I think it was done in May or April. So
yeah, last year.
We joined in June, sir. So
no, you ask some faculty who might have attended it, because that time somebody from ComScience department must have attended.
Okay, sir. Okay.
So then you can get some clues from there that what exactly could be done about it. Yes, there is a formal methodology also for consulting, and I have been a trainer for that. I know that very well. Okay. But unfortunately, people are not keen to follow it. So there's no problem with the theory part of it. Problem is with implementing it.
Yeah, implementation is a problem.
Yes.
Okay.
Same problem for today's session also, what we are going to discuss. Business canvas, model, etc. No problem with the models. Implement it. Let's see how we can do that.
Okay, we will try, sir. Definitely.
Yes, definitely. You have so many IIC members to help you, so you should try.
Yes, sir. Tigale, sir?
Yes. So, sir, on behalf of Computer Science and Engineering Department, SVERIs College of Engineering, Pandharpur, I welcome you all for this session. And on behalf of department, it's really a great pleasure for me to welcome our today's mentor, Mr. Atul Marathe, sir. So, without taking much of time, I ask sir to please take the charge and.
Yes, sir. Thank you. And I know we have a limited time, and I prefer to do the sessions that way, only in the limited time. So let's start the session for today. Basically, the whole idea of this session is for you to get an idea of what we are supposed to do as a part of projects. And this idea has come from your director that we have projects, we have been running projects, or students have been completing projects, faculties are also doing projects. But we need to have a clear idea how to convert a project into a product or a service which earns money or revenue. So that is the first important thing that we are looking at all these projects. And then we are following a particular methodology which is usually used by all the startups. So startups use this methodology to ensure that they consider all aspects of the project, not just the technical aspects. Because last year also I had reviewed some projects, and I find that most of your teams are quite interested in the technical aspects of the project, and there are many other aspects of the project which are non-technical, and they also are equally important. So what we will do now is, you already have the deck with you regarding that lean canvas model or the business canvas model. And we need to look at this methodology for that we are going to follow for all these projects in terms of how to report the project progress. So there are two ways to look at it. One is the way to look at how you'll actually run the project. That is something different using the same methodology again, because you have to emphasize or you have to focus on all these aspects while running the project also. And the second part is to how do you report that project. So I have been working with Dr. Tamboli madam for long and continuing on that in terms of the reporting model part of it. The actual model part of it, Saraf sir and Adavi sir are going to take certain sessions. But since you requested me to take a session on this for your department, I am taking it, and hopefully I will inform Tamboli madam also that for your department one session is taken, because it's a question of knowing what projects are supposed to do for this. So in today's session, I will not focus only on the reporting part, but we will focus on both. That is, what is the reporting need and what is the way in which you can implement this project. So I hope all of you have got the deck with you, or should I project it? Will it help to project the lean canvas model, or you have it?
You can start, sir, from scratch, no problem, sir. Because many people.
Starting from scratch implies people don't come prepared for it, but okay, that's fine. Let me present the deck then, because you'll need the deck, which you have already circulated to them.
Yes,
That's
yes, I did.
That's what I was asking a question, whether people have the deck or not. Okay, so let us start with the deck which you are supposed to use for reporting. And then we will get into the model details and we'll get into how the model can be implemented for your projects. I will not focus too much on the reporting part today, because there are certain administrative issues with reporting which project leaders and team members need not worry too much about, except for the fact that you need to create a deck this way. So there's a template which you have with you, which I'm showing right now. So you prepare this template and then we'll work more on the project part of it. That's what we'll cover today, not so much on the template part. So template says that you need to say what is the project title, which department, and project type. Type could be either a service or a product, or you want to run your own startup. So these are the three options you can give. You can have a combination also of some of these. So you can have two of them also if you want. Then you need to mention who is the mentor for your project. Need not be from IIC only. You can have external mentors also. Then who is the project leader, team members, and there's an Excel sheet which gives a summary of parameters, which is there in the second slide also. And then there's a report date. So for each project, what we are expecting in terms of reviews, if you ask me now, this is only the part of review, and we'll get back to the project part very soon. So this is a summary for each project review. There are two lines if you see there. One is a expectations, which is here, and one is a status. So these are the two important points for every project. And if you look at the model, the lean canvas model or the business canvas model, there are 9 points in both the models. We'll see those models very soon. So on each of the 9 points, what your project needs to do right away is, if you have a title of the project, start looking at the model and start looking at those 9 points. The way I expect you to run this project is, it should be run like a planned project. So first you set expectations, that what you expect as an outcome of your project at the end, when you look at part 1 or the area 1, area 2, all these 9 areas. So in each of these areas, what is it that you would like to achieve at the end of the project is what is to be written as expectations. And these expectations need to get reviewed so that people are okay that your expectations are right. They are not too artificial, they are not too low, too high, too unrealistic, etc. So there will be a review of these expectations. It is not mandatory that you cannot change expectations later. You can change them, but then you might need a review again if you have a major change in the expectation setting itself. Otherwise, once your expectations are set, that helps you in setting a direction also, that how would you like to meet those expectations. So obviously it is not very advisable, I would say, to just set expectations without even knowing how you would like to do it. So try out multiple things and then set expectations so that it becomes more realistic for you and you believe that it can be done. It's not that you have done all of it, but at least you know that this way it will work and this way our project will be successful if we do so many things. So that is what you are going to put as expectations first. So think about expectations for each unit that we discuss now, 1 to 9. And the second part is about the current status. So once your expectations are set, we will also review the actual progress. So I was suggesting to Dr. Tamboli that we will not review progress of any project until they set expectations, because progress can be measured against expectations. If you have no expectation setting, then there's nothing called project progress. You can do project progress. I'm not saying you cannot do the project. You can do it, but there's no reporting, nor there is any review for it. The other parts that are there in this slide is that you need to declare for every review that if your project gets reviewed this time, it's not mandated that every project will get reviewed every time. There might be some committee who decides which project to select and which not to select. So if your project gets reviewed at this time, you need to say which 3 points out of these 9 you would prefer to get reviewed. So it's your choice. You can say these 3 points we would like to talk more about, because it's a 15-minute review only. So I don't think you need more than 5 minutes per point, and it might be too much to discuss 9 points together. But if some projects believe that they would like to discuss 5 points, 6 points, or whatever number of points, we could look at that and change the review timing. So then we might adjust the review timing accordingly for those projects. So decide at least 3. So if you come for a review, you can't say that I have only 1 point ready and I would like to have a review. You will not have a review for that. So that project is not ready for review. So at least 3, and it can be more than 3. Second thing you need to tell is what deliverables are you planning in any of the 9 points. So they may be reviewed or they may not be reviewed, but you must write those deliverables, which is a plan for the next review, so that your project gets a chance of getting selected in the next review if there are many points that you are looking at, so that we get an idea of which project could be reviewed next. So if there are any questions on this slide about how the review is done, we could do. Otherwise, we'll get into the model part of it. We'll not discuss more about review. So any questions in the review part as to what you are supposed to do? So we go ahead. No questions?
Yes, sir. We'll go ahead.
Okay. So simple part to remember about review is that first set expectations and review it, then review the actual progress. So you can do something actual in the project, but don't come with that for review before your expectations are reviewed and approved. So that's how we'll go. Now, if you look at these 2 models which are suggested for you, both these models, there are a lot of YouTube videos available, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and I would request all of you to seriously read those videos rather than trying to attend any session like this, because this session we will not be able to discuss too many details of the projects or these models, and there are a lot of literature available on these models which help you a lot to understand it. We will go through it. So one is the business canvas model and one is the lean canvas model, which is this other one. To begin with, a project might be very good starting with the lean canvas model. So I would suggest that if you're starting a project, if you are not come to a completion stage or near completion stage, follow the lean canvas model first. If you look at the leftmost block in this, that is in that little reddish pink color, this is the difference from the other model. So whatever is in red in this, the 4 things are different from the other model, remaining things are same. So this model focuses on what is your problem definition and what is the solution you are suggesting to that problem definition, and then how will you measure in terms of key metrics that your problem is solved or not solved. So this key metrics relates to what solution are you providing against that problem and how will you measure the success of your solution. So that is what you have to think about. That's the first thing you have to think, that what problem you are going to solve, what solution you are providing to that problem, and how will you measure whether the solution that you are suggesting is really successful or not. So there should be some measure of it, right? At the end of it, your solution must be measurable, saying that to this extent it is successful. So here you have to mention those measures, that how will you measure. Then one more part is the unique advantages. So here you have to say what is it that you are suggesting in your project which is having any unique advantages. In this, I would suggest that there could be some projects which say that there is absolutely 0 unique advantage, but then you are also going to try. It's like saying that if I want to make a toothpaste, then yeah, there are 50 toothpaste available today in the market. So do you want to make the 51st toothpaste and will you believe it will sell? Yeah, you need to have a reason to believe why it will sell. And that is the unique advantage that you have to say that what those 50 toothpaste cannot do, that your toothpaste will do. And that is why you are selecting the problem of creating a toothpaste. Otherwise, you will not select that problem if you believe that it is already solved. So you have to say why you are doing it. And although there might be a lot of solutions available, you might still solve that problem because of a unique advantage that you are giving. And then your solution might be quite similar to existing solutions or a little bit different from existing solutions. And that is what you'll have to discuss in those cases, that how your solution differs or how it is similar to some other solutions that exist. So that is the one part of it. We will go to the other blocks a bit later before we see the difference between this model and the business canvas model, that why we are going to follow that model a bit later. So first we'll start with lean canvas model, all 9 points. And if decided at some point of time later, we might switch to that business canvas model. If you look at that model, the first block is different here. And that unique advantages is replaced by the customership relationships. So these are the 4 things which are different here. Rest are again same. And we'll go through all the rest. So the first thing that you find different here is, here it talks in this first block of key partners, key resources, and key activities. Now, if you ask me what is this and how it is different from that problem definition and solution and other things that you have discussed there, the first thing you will find different here is these key partners, key resources, and activities relate to the production part of your project or the runtime services implementation part of your project. It is not for designing it. So if you are designing a product, this doesn't apply to that. This applies to, provided that you first have a product ready, you have a prototype ready, and now you want to make that product in multiple large quantities and then sell it in the market. If you do that, then you need key partners to collaborate with, so that are you going to make everything on your own, or are you going to subcontract something to some partners? Partners means your suppliers, not customers. Customers are different. Those who go through channels on the right hand side. Channels are your customer side partners who sell for you. Key partners here means how are you going to make the product? Are you going to make all the pieces, components, everything yourself? If even so, then who are your raw material suppliers? Because that could be the key partners. Or you could have some technology partners. You might collaborate with somebody and build it jointly. So that could be a key partner. Then you have to look at key resources. So what kind of people you'll need, what skills you'll need, what materials you'll need, and all that is the key resource part of it. What kind of setup you'll need, what kind of machinery you might need. And then what key activities will you do? That is to run that kind of a factory. Or if you are running a service, then also you need to know what kind of people you'll need to run that service, what kind of activities you'll do, and what kind of tie-ups you'll need with others. For example, you might need a tie-up for payment gateway. You might need a tie-up for marketing your business. You might need a tie-up for some resources like people's provider, outsourcing business, and so on and so forth. So now you'll see that before you come to business canvas model, it's better to go to the lean canvas, because first it talks of what problem you are trying to solve, what is the solution you are going to get, and what key metrics are you going to do. This is the first step of your problem, to come to a solution. And once you come to a solution, which is a product or a service, then you go to implement it. So those other factors, the key parameters, resource and activity will be required only when you have something almost ready. And you can't wait till everything is ready and then say, now let us look at it, because you will get a big gap in between. So don't do that. While your product is getting ready almost, and you know how it is, when it will be ready, you start looking at this as well. So that's the whole idea behind using these 2 models. The rest of the stuff is same. Similarly, when you come to product implementation, you need to know the customer relationships. That is how your business will continue in future. It's not like finding the first customer. It's like how will you ensure that your customers keep buying from you again and again, and your business continues for long years, not only 1 year or 2 years. So that's why customer relationships become important here. While in the previous case, we said, why should your product first of all be unique, so that you'll get at least one customer. So getting the difference. Lean canvas basically talks of what is it the problem that you're going to solve, how are you going to solve, why should people go for this product, then something else available, etc. And the other one talks of, once you have a product ready or you have a service ready, how are you going to produce it economically, what resources you need, and then how are you going to sell it continuously through customer relationships, etc. So that is the whole idea behind these two chota differences between the modules. Otherwise, all the rest is similar. And then what is supposed to be done in each of those blocks, if you see, that is again given in your template. This process part I will skip, but you need to know this process, what it is. So read the deck, you'll know what process is for reporting. So that's only a reporting process. And now we are going to the lean canvas model first. So this template refers to lean canvas model and the 9 points in it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 9 that you saw, you can see the blocks here. There are 9 blocks. So one block is 1 point. And there's a peculiar way of starting them. The first one is the problem definition. And you'll find there are 2 slides this is a reporting template. So 2 slides is, one is what you expect to do. Second slide talks of how you are actually doing it. So what is the progress on it? So you'll always find 2 slides. So first slide is what is this is having a version number and date, which means that your expectations are frozen here. This is what you're going to do.
Sir,
And
one second, sir.
Yes.
Sir, 1 second. Sir, are the slides visible for everybody? Thigale, sir.
Are not
They are
visible.
not visible.
Slides are not visible, madam. Only first slide we are looking.
Only first slide is visible, sir.
First slide is visible.
Okay, one. First slide is visible, others are not.
No, sir.
Only first.
That review notes, only that slide is visible. Others are
Okay,
not.
let me redo then. Okay, this slide is visible now first. Now is the second one visible?
Yes,
Yes,
now
yes,
it is.
sir. Yes, sir.
Third one.
Now it is visible.
Now it is visible.
Yeah, so it is going into some other mode. Okay. Let me do it this way. Now is it visible? Second?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes, sir.
Third?
Third is same, sir.
Third is visible?
Second is going on.
No, third is not visible.
No, right now second is there.
Oh no, sorry. Then this way only it works. Now you can see, I think.
Yes, yes.
Fourth.
Okay.
Right.
So what I was talking was about business canvas model and the lean canvas model. This is the differences. So maybe you can read through it. The red ones are the different ones. Otherwise, there are 9 blocks in each. And we discussed these differences, the 4 of them which are in red color. Okay. So that's what we discussed. Now we'll see the template for the 9 blocks. This is the process that you need to read through, that what is the role of project leader, what is the role of mentor, what is the role of review committee. So there are 3 levels that different roles are. And that I am discussing with Dipti madam. So, but you need to know the role of leader and mentor in this because they are part of your team. Review committee, you may or may not understand much, but that's fine because you have to come to review sometime. Okay. So for each of these blocks, for example, problem definition, if you look at the first one, then what we are saying here is, we are saying that what is your expectation setting for problem definition? That is, what is your problem definition itself? What is the problem that you're going to solve? And this tile that you see there or the brick that you see there is that color coding. So, and if you look at the notes down below, every slide will have some notes. So the notes will tell you what is that slide. So please refer to notes also. Color codes are used for expectation status. Gray is used when expectations are not defined or you are not reviewed with the mentor. Amber is used when expectations are partially ready but not yet approved by committee in the review. And green means your expectation is approved and baseline of the version with date and number is ready. So getting it?
Yes, sir.
So first you should try to get an expectation setting for all your 9 blocks, saying that given your project, what is it that you expect to achieve, not achieve today? What is it that you expect to achieve at the end of the project? So first step is problem definition, that which problem are you going to solve? And you might change that problem definition later, then you'll change the version number and date. And your this block can remain green as long as some version is approved. If you change the version, then it can again become yellow. If it is for pending for approval or there are some issues with it or something. And the version will be different. So you'll have one accepted version and one pending version. The second part is the actual progress. So here you have to say what is your project doing about it. So is the problem definition complete? How did you come to this problem definition only, or what other things are you doing? For example, are you going to talk to 3 experts to get that definition cleared, and so on and so forth. So that is the set of activities either to be done or completed. Again, I would put it that instead of activities, if you put outputs, that is much better. Instead of saying that I will talk to 3 people, you say that I will get an opinion from 3 people to finalize my problem definition. That's the better way to say that. Output is finalizing your problem definition, not talking to 3 people. Talking to 3 people is an activity. Or you might say, I will search for people to find, but that is just a step activity. Why are you searching for people is because you might need to validate whether this definition is good or not. So look at it from the output point of view, that the only thing you can do all activities here is to either define your problem correctly or get it validated with experts or get into more details of some sections of the definition which you have not done. So that you could do. So you can say that at a high level I have defined it, but detail level only this part I have defined, that part I have not defined, and so on and so forth. For example, if you build a simple computer application, I might say that yes, what the application does is defined. But then is your definition complete unless all the requirements are given? No. So you might say that yes, screen definition is not done, menu definition is not done, logic definition is not done, backend processing definition is not done, storage and performance issues are not done. So all that is a part of problem definition. And when you define all this, then you come to know what exactly you are going to solve and what you are going to achieve at the end. Not that you are solving all of that, but you might state, for example, in scaling also, I might say that this website should scale to so many users and this is the response time expected. So unless you come to that definition, there is no way to know that what website are you creating, how many users are expected, and what is the response time expected. Getting it? So that is what you'll write in the definition part. So first is simple problem definition. And I think all of you have a one-liner problem. So don't put that one-liner. One-liner is good. That is the starting. But then what does that one-liner problem mean also you have to say. So what does it mean to address? Just like I explained to you the software project. So a software project might say that functionality X is to be met. Now, if X is the functionality to be met, there are many more problem definitions to it. That did you define the UI? Did you get it validated with user? Did you define backend? Did you define something? So all that. So you have to say that yes, all these could be. Now you have to decide whether all that is a problem definition or something could be internal. Like backend design could be internal. There's no user who is going to validate it. But as far as the UI is concerned, maybe you need some validation from users, or the number of users considered, performance is considered, scalability is considered, the platforms on which it will run is considered. All that should be validated by somebody. Otherwise, you will be on your own world defining something which nobody wants. So that all is needed as a part of problem definition, that what is the scope of your problem, which all platform it should run, at what speed it should run, are the UIs okay, or are the used technologies basically okay. For example, if you say I will develop in Java technology, somebody might say yes. Tomorrow if I say I will develop it in basic programming or Fortran, then somebody might object to it saying that don't do it because nobody does it. So that way. Okay, then the second part here is the customer segments. So once you define the problem, that this problem you want to solve, the next one you get to who are your customers. By segments of customers, again, if you want to know what are those segments, might try to look at notes if some notes are there. Typically something I have put in notes, but once you have more training on all these models, we'll get more details in the notes. So for example, groups of users of company we plan to reach out. Is it mass markets? Is it niche markets? Is it segmented or diversified markets? Or is it multi-sided platforms, markets, and so on? So that is the definition of customer segments. So that is the advantage of using templates. Once you use templates, all these definitions will be there. And you can also contribute to updating the template if you think that you get some material for these models while reading, and that helps. So it is always better to update it, and we'll update the template based on that. So let me or Amboli madam know if you believe that something could be added more in the template part of it below, so that every project gets help. That's the advantage of doing that in a group, that every project must get that help if you realize something good. So template can enhance over a period of time. Okay, so second was customer segments. Third was the value proposition. This is very important, that what is it that you are targeting, or how are you selling this product to the customers? So whenever you go and sell something to a customer, you have to create a value proposition. What it means is you have to create a convincing argument that why the customer should buy what you are creating and not something else that is available in the market. So you should obviously find out what exists in the market for this You should find out what it meets, what it doesn't meet, or what advantages it has, or what disadvantages it has, and then compare to that, why should your product be bought? Now you can say that there are certain situations in which your product is not good and the competition or something that's available today may be good. So fine. So you say that is where the value proposition comes, or the customer segmentation comes. I would say the earlier one, that which customers are likely to buy your products. Is it the rich people? Is it the poor people? Is it the rural people? Is it the city people? Is it young children? Is it old people? Is it middle class? All those kind of things. So is it housewives or business people? So you have to define segments and then say that these kind of people need this, so others may not need it. So don't worry about. So value proposition is always targeted to customer segments, and you could have different value propositions if you have multiple customer segments. So your targeting pitch could be a bit different. So that is what you write here. So here you have to say that which customer segments you are addressing and what is the value that you are delivering to these customers, and what is the problem that they face today that you are trying to solve for them. This is not same as your problem definition. Your problem definition is what your product is going to do, but your product might do certain things for certain customers. So that is what you have to highlight here, saying that, by the way, you have this problem, so this it will solve, or if you have this problem, then it will solve. So it's something similar what you have as a feature or the problem definition, but that's how you have to put it as a value proposition, something that you can talk to the customer. So value propositions are usually that you can discuss with customers. It could be a presentation that you create saying that this is what I'm going to talk to customers, or it could be a set of presentations. You say that, okay, by the way, if the customer is of this type, then I talk this way. If the customer is of that type, then I talk that way, and so on and so forth. And then I also know what is available in the market today and why they should buy this and why not something else. So you must do a Google search on that to find out what else is similar that is available today. So getting it, that's the value proposition part of it. The fourth one is the channels. That means how are you going to reach out to the customers? Again, if you look at the notes, you might find something for channels. So for everything, whatever is, I could find notes from the model presentations. I have put it, but I would request you also to look at that. Yeah, I don't think there's here. So if there is something, let's see. Yeah, this was for customer segments. Next one for value proposition. Yeah, see here it says that the bundle of products and services provided, newness, performance, customization. So these are some of the things you could look at. That what exactly are you going to target the customers? Okay. So I think let's close the notes part of it. You could read the notes, and ideally we should keep updating the notes all the time so that all teams get helped by that. So whenever you find something interesting to add in the notes, let me know. We will add it in the notes. So then we have channels. See, if you look at the notes, there are direct sales, web sales, partner stores, or wholesalers. How you want to sell your product. That is how it comes. So that is about channels. Then the actual, so every slide you will find two times. One is the setting of expectation and one is the actual progress. So first start with expectation slide. Actual slide you can leave blank because your review will not happen on actuals until the expectations are approved. So first focus on the expectation part of it, not the actual part of it. Actuals you can start doing something, that's okay, but no need to write something here because that will not get reviewed. Okay, so next is the solution part. So once you have a product or you have a problem definition, once you have the known segments that this problem is for which kind of customers, how you are going to reach out to those customers and what you are going to tell to those customers, all that solves the external part of your project. That सब marketing हो गया अभी कि हाँ ये problem solve करेंगे, these are our customers, this is how we'll talk to them, etc. etc. But now how will you actually solve the problem? That is coming in the solutions part. So solutions part is basically something that you are very much expert at now, that how you solve the problem. So you have technical details, you have block diagrams, you have architecture details and all that. So all that is the expectation. So your solution setting could be in terms of those steps. And then I will do these steps, and then these steps are done, these steps are not done, that you could do in the review part or in the actuals part. So expectation setting could also be done in terms of steps, that what all things you are going to do about the solution. Then comes the key metrics. So what are the metrics that I will track for this project to ensure it is successful and it is in control? So you have to say that if this is successful, that your solution meets your problem definition that you have stated. So you have stated a problem definition, you have stated a solution for it. How will you measure at the end of it whether it really meets or not? So what is your measurement metrics that you have to say here? Okay. So whether you will do some kind of testing or whether you will do a pilot marketing or what you could do, and the feedback of that could be measures, for example. Or you could measure on the output that it should come within this tolerance, or it should come at this speed, or it should come with this agility, and so on. Then unique advantages is what we discussed. This is more specific to this model, not to the other one. So here you have to look at what are the other solutions that exist in the market. I said that this is also required as a part of the value proposition. But while presenting a value proposition, you don't keep educating the customers on all the alternates and all the competition available. So you say, yeah, there are other people, but they don't do this, they don't do this, and they don't do this. That's what you have to say. You should not say what all things they do and you don't do. So that is where you sit here to find out that what exactly do those other people do, and are your products or solutions unique compared to them. And then is it copyable and so on. So your copyright issue is also coming here. That how do you ensure that nobody else will take this solution? This is one more point I found very seriously lacking in the last year's project review I did. Because when you do a project review with internal people, that's fine. But you cannot say that for the customers, I'll tell the design details how it works. Because then they will say, fine, now I understood how it works, I will make it now. Now you don't give me that product. So you cannot tell your product to that level of details as to how exactly it works. Because then customer will understand it and they'll say, ठीक है, अभी समझ गया, now I will make it. Or I will ask somebody else to do it. You don't do it. So you should never disclose that, although you need it. So please remember that while giving, especially for the review part, for reviews you don't have to discuss that, how exactly it works internally. With mentor you have to discuss, but not during the review. Okay. Then the 8th one is cost expectations. So basically here we decide as to what are the most element. Now there are two parts to this cost expectation. See, one is while you build a prototype for your project, there could be a level of cost expectation that to build a prototype or the first working model, you have a set of costs. But the other part of it is you have cost when you want to do it in running production. So again, you look at these two types of canvas. I would say that while you are at lean canvas, you start highlighting here as to what is the cost you will incur to build a first prototype, because you are doing a problem definition and a solution to it. But when you go to business canvas, you are saying that if I productionize this product, then what will be the cost? That is, what will be the cost to run or to build this product in large quantities in a running model, not one kind of a prototype. Prototype costing is different. So you need to know the project cost also if you really want to build a product out of it or you want to sell a service. So that is the costing model in the business model canvas, which talks about running the product, not only building one piece. So in the lean canvas, you can talk of one piece and you put more explicitly that what you're talking of costs. Is it for the lean canvas or is it for the business model canvas? So is it for the prototype or is it for the real product? So that could be different. Revenue expectations, again, you could do the same thing. That you might say that for my project, I need funding from college and that's it. That's my revenue. But when you go to customer, then there needs to be a paying customer. But even for your current projects, I would suggest that if you can find a paying customer who is willing to invest in this technology, that helps a lot. Because there are a lot of companies who are interested in your IP rights. So you have to negotiate with them that you will do this project for them. But that requires some kind of IP rights and what money you will get and what money they will get and how you will get money continuously or you'll not get that. All that you have to work out with them if somebody is funding this project. But definitely look for funding options, because then it is a much more robust product that comes and there is somebody who is directly going to produce and sell it. So you don't have to build a factory for that. Now, if you ask my opinion, that unless you want to build a factory to run this product, there's no point in doing this project then, because this project is supposed to be revenue generating project. The noise. Okay. So if you do a project and you say that the project will have some funding and then it will be spent all of it and the project will be ready, then there's a zero revenue, I will call it, because your project is not crediting any money. So you have to find a customer who pays you for your project, and later on also you have to have some tie-up wherein college or your team keeps getting money from that project. So that is where you have to start negotiating on revenues. So it's not only for building the product or prototype. It is for continuous operations, that what money you will keep getting. And college can earn revenue from such projects, by the way. A lot of foreign colleges have a lot of money coming from industry, and that is how it comes. So it's not only कि oh कोई तो पैसा दे दो अभी project करने के लिए. No, it is because of some technology that you develop together that they give you royalty after that for every time they sell it. So that is where this revenue stream starts coming. So you have to look at both these. I would suggest first look at what is the revenue required or what is the money required to just build a prototype and how are you going to get it. And the second part is how your product will earn revenue and whether you will earn anything out of it or only the customer will earn. So that is the other part to look at. If you are not going to earn anything or your college is not going to earn anything, then why do this project? Then it's not a commercial project. Then it becomes an academic project. Yeah, project karke de diya. Even if you earn consulting revenue on that, that is also revenue because then it should be surplus. It's not the money that you put into the project only. So if it's a consulting revenue, that is fine. So then your time is paid for. Getting it? So there can be faculty who gets paid for that consulting part and then your salary increases. You are asking me right now, right? How to manage money. This is one way to manage money. College gives you some salary and then revenue that you get from customers, you have to negotiate with college. कि उसमें से college को कितना देने का, pocket में कितना रखने का. And then you will get money out of that. So you say, yes, I will run this project. Somebody is paying me money. So much money we'll spend on creating the prototype. So much money will go to college because they provide the infrastructure for you to run this project. And so much money will come to the team. That's how you should ideally divide the money that you get. Not everything going into the project only and nobody gets anything in the pocket. That's not the right way. That's not a business way of doing it, I would say. Okay, so with that, then there are review notes with the reviewers can take. That's the review model. But otherwise, I think I have explained you all the 9 blocks at a very high level. And you need to look at you can look at the videos and whatever project you have defined, I would say start with some blocks. You may not understand all 9 blocks to begin with, so don't worry. Whichever block you can tackle and start filling, that's the best one. Because for a review, you just need 3 blocks to be ready as far as your expectation go. So first thing you have to look at is which 3 blocks could you look at out of these 9. And then subsequently you have to look at the other ones also because just 3 blocks reviewed is not okay. You have to get the remaining one also done sometime. So that's how you have to start with the projects. So getting an idea what you have to do. Any questions? And I think we have finished it in 40 minutes. Now, if you have any questions, we could extend it a bit. Or if, as usual, if you have no questions, then we can close it.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Yes.
Sir, in this lean canvas, do you mean to say that the product should be with the customer segment? We should first focus on customer segment and go for product development.
See, we are not going for product development right now. We are going for a prototype first of all, because whatever idea you have, that needs to be proven. So while your prototype is being built, you must know which customers are likely to buy this. So there are 2 ways to look at it. First time when you're looking at the lean canvas part of it, you might look at only one manufacturer who is willing to manufacture this product along with you. So that is your customer. That's not the customer segment we are talking of in the model. The model talks of customer segments who will finally buy the end product. So if some company is funding you, that will come in the revenue part. That will not come in the customer segment part. But yes, whichever product you are going to build, who are your final end customers? That is you have to see. Getting it or confusing?
Yes, yes, sir.
Right. Because for example, let us say I want to build a software. Let's say an ERP product I want to build. Now, are you going to sell the ERP in the market? That is one way to look at it. Other way to look at it is, can I give this to a ERP vendor? Because the ERP vendor can sell it later. Now, if these two situations are there, your customer segment always means who is the buyer of the ERP at the end, not this vendor. So even if the vendor gives you a consulting assignment or whatever to build this ERP for them, they are not your customer. Customer is the one who uses that ERP. So this in between vendor can be your revenue partner because he is providing you revenue or money to build the ERP because you have the expertise to build the ERP, but your customers are the end ones who that fellow will sell. So don't, if he's going to buy it from you, don't call him your customer because he's not going to use it.
Sir. Hello, sir.
Yeah.
So can you throw some light on that rating app that we are supposed to?
That we'll have a separate session because we need to have a team of people who want to work on the rating app. This is not the group to work on the rating app. We will discuss that separately.
Okay.
Because I don't think all in this group are going to work on that app. So you need to define a team to work on that app. I don't think we'll need 20 people to work on that app. So maybe 5 or 6, that's more than enough.
Yes.
If you want students, if you want faculty, you need to decide on a team, and then along with the team, we can discuss. If you look at that app again, I'm quite surprised that your department has not put that as one of the wonderful projects that you can work on, because that's a service you are creating. So why don't you put that as a project in this list of projects, and then you can follow the lean canvas for that as a team, and we'll discuss with that team what is to be done in that project. That's an ideal project. It's already there is a customer, your director is paying for it. So you already have a customer and they're going to implement at college only. So who is the user also? College. So you have everything there. You have the customer, you have the funding authority, and still you don't call it a project. I don't know. That's a big opportunity you are missing in listing your projects. So list that as a project.
Padmanjali madam. Hello. Tigale sir.
Hello, sir.
Madam, are you ready with that?
Yes, madam.
Projects which are with sir?
Yeah, I am also ready, and the faculty is also been sent, ma'am. Actually, very sorry, Atul sir's name is not here in this our list, ma'am.
When you said sir name is, so sir is not mentor for any project, sir?
Yeah, we don't have sir's name.
We can consider, sir. Consider, ma'am. No problem. We can consider Atul sir.
We can have changes. That was the list. Without conducting a meeting, I asked many times for madam for conducting a meeting, but without meeting, we have divided that.
Then you didn't see list and you are saying sir is having some projects. Huh? Okay, let
Yes,
it.
ma'am.
You are telling now, madam, sir is mentor for some projects. You only told, no?
Yeah, just now I read the name of the sir's name. Like sir name is Atul sir. So Atul sir's name is not here.
Tigale sir.
Madam, we will discuss that afterwards. Let sir need to finish this part. Any question related to that, we will focus. After this, we'll gather for 5 minutes. No issue, ma'am.
Yeah,
Hello?
because if you have
Hello, sir.
individual project discussions, I think let those teams discuss. Everybody should not hang on to figure out what you are discussing about one project.
Yes.
Yeah, Vanita madam, go ahead.
Hello, sir. I just want to ask, just to clear these two models, lean canvas model and business model. So can you elaborate with some simple examples, project examples, so that we can categorize our project under either model?
No, don't worry about categorizing under either model. For every project, you have to start with the lean canvas model because you have to do a problem definition and the solution first. The key resources, etc., will come only when your product is almost ready or going to be ready. So if you don't have an idea how the product is going to be ready, you cannot use that model. So every project will use both the models, but start with lean canvas.
Okay.
So look at those 9 points and whatever you understand about them, start with them. Otherwise, you have to go to your mentor and discuss with the mentor. But I would suggest before discussing with mentor, you must have read at least 3 videos of that model. Before that, don't start discussing something with mentor.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So go to YouTube and look at those models. There is literature available. There are books available. Ashok Ranade has sent some reference books. So there are a lot of material available on those models. Try to get some idea of it and then go. And then discuss with
Okay.
vendor how to apply it to your project.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Those 9 points are there in the template.
Yes, sir. Definitely. Thank you.
Good. Okay, so we are done.
Thigale sir, conclude.
Any question from the faculty side? Okay. I think no question there. So thank you, sir, on behalf of CSE department. Once again, I would like to say thanks for accepting the invitations. Thanksly for delivering this wonderful information about business model and the lean canvas model. Thank you very much, sir. And we will be eagerly waiting for few more sessions from your side, sir. Thank you very much.
Oh, sure. First, we need to have an objective. What you want to achieve, then sessions could be
Yes,
there.
yes, definitely, definitely. We will
Without
fix it and yes.
I would
Thank you,
suggest
sir.
that all people start with their own projects. They have their mentors, or discuss with the mentors and start with it. That's the best way to go about, at least as far as the lean canvas model goes.
Yes, definitely, definitely.
So get in touch with your mentors and start working on the project. How to make the first expectation setting.
Definitely, sir.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, sir, once again. Thank you
Okay.
very much.
Thanks a lot, everyone. And definitely,
Yes.
please feel free to call me or send me a mail or whatever. I always prefer emails than phone calls, but that's fine.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. Good day, sir. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Thigale sir, let other members be there in the meeting.
Yes, madam.
Yes, sir.
Some other
Yes,
things
yes.
we have to discuss.
Let everybody be in the meeting.
Yes. All the members don't leave the meeting.